Designer, if you had to pick one rule that we use in our workshop and say, the boss probably thinks that's the most important rule, which one would it be? If you said, wear your safety goggles, you would be right. Most of you guys are doing fabulously at remembering this, and I'm bringing this up mostly as a reminder. Please wear your safety goggles. A few of you are remembering late. I haven't had to remind almost anybody this semester, and that is awesome. You guys are doing a fabulous job remembering that, so I appreciate that very much. Keep doing that all semester long. Item number 2 for today is maximum project sizes. If this is your first time through NoLat Labs, the maximum project that you are allowed to do without specific approval from Mr. Marzouk or from me is 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. Whether you're in the wood shop or working on 3D printing or building graphic designs, whatever it is, the largest piece you can do on your own would be a 30 centimeter cube. If you are a second year DT student and you've been here for a couple of years, then 40 by 40 by 40 would be your maximum size without approval. And if this is your third time through Design Tech, third semester in my class, then 50 by 50 by 50 would be your maximum. Larger than that, whichever one is your maximum, you need to write up a complete project proposal and submit it for approval before you can go grab materials and do any kind of work, including building models of what you want to build. So, what is a complete project proposal? Well, it's in your design notebook. It includes a description of what it is that you want to build and why. It includes a diagram, preferably in 3D, but orthographic is fine as well. But it needs to be more than a simple, quick one-side sketch. It needs to be an orthographic or a 3D drawing so that I can see all the details of it mentally in all 3 dimensions. And it needs dimensions. I need to know how big it is in each of those ways, each of those measurements, length, width, and height, so that I can make a judgment call about whether this is an approved project for you. And finally, it needs a list of all the materials and tools that you think it's going to need. I'll give you a hint that if you come to Mr. Marzouk or I with a very sketchy, ill thought out project idea that you're extremely excited about, that's really big, you're not going to get approval for that. What we'll get approval will be a very well thought out project that has lots of details about how it's going to be constructed, something that you've thought through and maybe sketched multiple different ideas, multiple different times, considering your materials and everything else that goes into that project. That's going to get approval. Without that, sticking within those limits, 30, 40, or 50 cubed is going to be the best thing that you can do. Finally, there's a new change in the store that I want to point out. There's an additional section in the store now. So before we had rewards and goodies, and now we have housekeeping as well. So goodies are things that you can spend your gold on. Rewards are things that you have to get permission to claim, either through doing something or through Mr. Marzouk or I telling you. Housekeeping has bonuses, penalties, passes, and extra stuff. The bonuses you may want to investigate. Those are for working thoroughly, being persistent in class. The penalties you need to be aware of. You should know what each of these penalties are and when you would need to claim them. And the passes are if you need to spend gold to do something you should normally do during break, but you really have to do it during class. Take a look, make sure you're familiar with it.